What's up, my people? It's your boy Warling here. Another video. I talked to you guys the other day about setting big goals, right? Thinking big, the three phases to it, three steps. We went through the video. For who didn't catch that video and want to watch that video, I think it's very powerful. It took me a long time to understand those things because you get the idea, you be open mind, you receive the concept of things, but then it take you a long time to really have the experience to go through it, to understand and apply, execute, adjust, adapt it, and get the results where you can, put it out that way, that can speed somebody else's results. Because everybody would pick up or get or understand in different ways, right? Maybe the way that I put in there, it works for you and it can speed your process because those techniques and strategies, you don't have to go through it on your own. You could just, like, oh, I saw this video here from Warren and I listed those few points and, it speed my process. And, that's very wise, learning from other people's mistake, right? And that's why knowledge is so powerful, because you apply those techniques and you get those results. So thinking big, right? The three phases was that when you think big, you already put yourself in a situation that if you think big, you're already allowing yourself to do bigger things. Because if you don't, right, if you got all just little things blocking you, like fear, like, oh, I gotta set a little goal because then I can get to that goal, and then I would, the success from that goal would boost my confidence because now I reach it. Because if I do a big goal and then I'm not going to reach it, then I'm going to feel frustrated about like setting a big goal and not able to achieve. So it's better for me to set little goals, or you set a big goal and you reduce that goal. It's like we say, like that saying, you set a big goal. Is like you shoot for the moon, and then if you don't reach the moon, you probably would fall between the stars. So just by setting a big goal, you put yourself in a winning position to go farther in life, do more, because if you set little and you don't even accomplish that little, or even do accomplish that little, that will probably be the same results, or probably less, even less than what you would reach by just doing something bigger, right? Because you would get that, at least something out of that big goal. For example, your goal at 100%, a big goal, and then you reach 30 or 40%, you're going to be better off than that person that set a little goal that is probably not even close to the 30% that you got out of your big goal, right? That's the first one. The second one is that you got to execute, you know, thinking about going, harder, work harder, put yourself in the situation to do a bigger thing. You're allowing yourself, right, to do something big, because now you're even thinking big, which it doesn't cost you anything, right? You're just dreaming a great lifestyle and doing better things and bigger things for yourself and your family. What you're going to position yourself on the situation that you can help more people, you can help yourself, help your family, and the better you do, the less selfish you're going to be. You build a lot of business, you are giving a lot of people jobs for themselves, and with that job they be able to help their family, so you're helping that person, and as a domino effect, you're helping their family too, because now this person has a job that is a great job where he's are providing for his family, where his family can, those kids can go to school and do other things and becoming a professionals in other areas and things like that, thanks to that main career and job on that business that you built. That's big, right? And you can even go farther by helping those people elevate themselves inside the company, where they can go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and better, where they soon go and do something bigger too, thanks to you helping them, and they continue to grow and helping other people by, contributing to the universe, right? So you got to follow up with the execution, which is number two, right? The action. And sometimes people don't even can imagine themselves or thinking big or feel like with all these little blocks, having all these things on the way that block them from thinking big. You know why? Because they are lazy. Um, when you are lazy, you have those problems, right? Why? Because lazy people, they just watching TV. They ain't got no goals, so they're not even thinking about nothing big. Then even though if they have a desire, they want those desires without the action or the work. They want to have something without putting the work in, right? And it's very, very, very deep because you should look at it like this. Um, you, you, you people that want to have things without really, knowing that they gotta work, to get what they want. Like you don't get what you deserve, you get what you earn, right? So what happened to those people is that they're not able to be productive because they're not doing the things that they have to do. Like they got to get things done and prepare for the following day. They see those things, they're like, oh, I don't want to do it right now. The next day they wake up, they already got so many things that supposed to be done yesterday that they're doing today. So they're always behind, not ahead of their activities, right? And then procrastination gets on the top of that, and then everything seems so difficult. And then if you think about it, like you want to avoid work. People like that, they don't want to avoid work. They want to skip work. That's the lazy people, right? They want to skip work. They want to skip work. They want to skip work, right? So what happens is this: when you do this, you make your life so hard that um, life it becomes very difficult. Why? Because you you let procrastination take over one thing on top of the other thing, um, and life gets so difficult. And then if you're going to think about it, like doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, doesn't matter how many PhDs degrees you have, doesn't matter how much you know, right? None of those things matter if you don't have work ethic to go along with them. So work ethic is very, very, very big in our lives because everything that we do involves with work. Like God created this work, this universe with one rule: people gotta earn to have it. You deserve it, but you're not going to get it. You gotta work to get it. Like you're not going to get the results before the work. Doesn't matter what position that you are in, right? So for a good example, some kids that they just focus on school and they don't have no activities, they don't have no work ethics, they're not being raised to get involved with those things, right? And then after that, they're going to have a PhD, they're going to have a degree, they're going to have this, they're going to have that, and they're going to be broke because you cannot do nothing with those papers. Those papers are not going to make you income. You're going to have to go and do, what you have a PhD about or a degree about. You're going to have to go and you're going to have to operate with those things. My dentist, he's very, very, very great what he does, but you also have to work hard and doing the things that he got to do. Like I told him, I was like, damn, you only got another doctor and then nobody's like you, like where you can find people like you so you can scale, and you can have some more freedom instead of working till like 8 because you don't got time to close. I went there like 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, you know. They stayed there until they can finish the work to their clients, which is a beautiful thing. But, he got all that knowledge, he got all that skill, but he still got to work. It's not a lot of business that you can scale, with the help of the other people, that you can find good people to do it, right? If you're a doctor, if you're a dentist, if you're a lawyer, Of course, you can hire other people to help you, but those kind of business, it's not a lot of people out there available and professional that are going to provide to your customers the service and quality that you want. But it's still, you still got to manage all that. You still got to work with all that. Doesn't matter if you have the freedom and if you have business where it's easy to find people like McDonald's. Teenagers can run McDonald's because it's so simple. It has a system and people just there moving things around, and everything's in place. They got all the food that they need and the way to cook it and the process to do it in a training, right? Anyone can do it. My first job here in the United States was Wendy's. Is like you don't even have to know the language. You can get job there done, and then you have one person that has to communicate to the drive-through, another person on the register, and then everything else. Those people don't even have to speak English. They can go and get the job done. It's like cleaning and frying fries and mopping the floor, cleaning the tables, vacuuming the floor, cleaning the bathroom, and the other people there making sandwiches, and the business is running perfect, right? So life involves around work. So people that are lazy, they should reinvent themselves. For real, they should reinvent themselves. Because the third step, we don't even talk too much about it because it's the results, right? Everything that you do, there's like three phases to it. You thought about something. So we're talking about thinking big, right? Achieving big things. So you thought about that big goal. Now you went and execute the big goal, which is not being lazy, discipline yourself, have the habits and everything that allow you, putting yourself in a position to go reach that goal. So now the third step is just to have the results because you deserve it and you earn it. You deserve it and you earn it, right? So now you're going to get the third step, which is the results, right? Somebody's calling me. I gotta pick up this phone call. I'll finish this video with you guys, but it's pretty much about that. But yeah, I think this is amazing. But life is work. So I missed that call. I'll return in like 2 minutes so I can wrap it up with you guys. So that's how important work ethic is, right? You can be in any position, right? Like the better the position is, the more freedom you're gonna have. And then if you don't have work ethic, you're gonna have bad habits. Things gonna go out the door, like out the way, like off track. It's not gonna work because you're not working. So you're not working. Like how you gonna be a leader? How you gonna train other people if you don't want to go over there and give them the training? Like you want to have 10 people working for you, but you got to go over there, you got to train them, right? That's why they employee, because they need someone to lead them, they need someone to train them, they need someone to show them the way. So you got to be part of that. You got to deal with your accountants, you got to deal with your lawyers, you got to deal with your contracts, you got to deal with the people that are doing the customer service, right? You got to follow up with that. You got to make sure those things are going right. You got to make sure that the emails and communication are right. You got to make sure the follow up is right. You got to see the performance and the work of your team is going right. You got to manage the whole thing because you're the head of the business. If you on that position, right? And then if you're in business, and then if you are an employee and you're moving yourself there, you still got all these things that you got to work around yourself that involve work ethic. And then if you up with the knowledge and the PhD and degree and this and that and that and that, you got to go in there and be a dentist, be a lawyer, be whatever it is that your career is, right? A nurse, a personal trainer, coach, whatever that is, you got to do that. It's like eating. You got to eat for yourself. You got to take shower. You got to get your haircut. You got to go and buy your groceries. You got to go and fix your house. You got to, go and drive your car to go places. Even vacation is work. So I don't understand people that want to be lazy. Like, you don't have a life. You're a dead person if you're lazy. I mean, my way of putting things out there, it got to be my way. So I got to put out there. I don't want to offend nobody, but we just got to be real with ourselves, and that's the reality. You know, people that want to skip work, they want to do the bare minimum and stuff like that, they're not alive. They're not living the life that is a gift from God, you know. And when you are healthy and you are here and you could be doing all these good things, you know, being ahead of your activities instead of procrastinate every activity, and then have all these activities where you look at them, you're like, damn, you know, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You're always running late, you know. You go to sleep late, you wake up as already in the time to be at the place, and then you get there late, and then you know you seem always overwhelmed because you're lazy. You know, you was watching TV instead of, you know, organize your stuff for the next day, having the things ready for the kids, having the house clean, preparing your stuff, you know, have all your stuff ready, you know, like we was talking about the other day. It's things that you gotta have habits and put yourself in a position that you can win time, you can win the activities, and you can be ahead of your time. So in that way, you're always on time. You know, you gotta maybe go to sleep a little bit early, get up a little bit early, right? And allow yourself to control, take charge, and run the day instead of the days running you, because that's your life. You know, that's your values. The day go by, the clock is ticking, and the end of the day, what you got as a result, that's your value. What you didn't did as a result, that's your value. That goes for a man and a woman. So that's what I want to put out there, you know. The reason why people don't think big, and you know, the reason why they don't achieve nothing big, and just because they're lazy. You know, now you here and you have to seize the opportunity and get the opportunity at the life of the opportunity. That means like you got to do these days like that the power hour. You got to take care of the hour, see what you can do to the hour, then to the next hour, to the next hour, to the next hour. Kind of have like idea like what you're gonna do 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you know. And then when you see like, you know what, I could be getting up 5:30. I'm gonna have an hour and a half extra. Watching TV after 8 o'clock is not doing anything for me. You know what? I'm not going to watch TV for the entire year. I'm going to read instead of watching TV. You know, open up my horizons and my knowledge. Right? I'm going to learn something, or I'm going to at least, you know, get to understand this story right here that seems very interesting. Or I'm going to read some self books that's going to help me with some techniques and strategies. So, you know, all these things involve work, but life is involved. Or let's say you got a lot of money and you ain't gotta do a lot, you know, and you just gotta manage stuff. You still gotta work. You still gotta work on yourself. You still gotta, you know, like going to vacation. I understand that as work. You know, you got to get your stuff ready. You got to get in the plane. You got to arrive somewhere, and you got to be active to go there and do things and explore the place. Or otherwise, if you don't want to do anything, you just went to a different location and you ain't doing nothing there, right? Because you lazy and you don't want to do nothing, right? Or you feel like everything you're gonna do is gonna be too much because you gotta do things. Now, active person, they're gonna explore everything. They're gonna be like, wow, at least I'm working to enjoy my time. You know, I'm going to this lake. I'm riding on this ride. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And they're gonna be adventurous and they're gonna have the time of their life because they are, you know, willing to put in the work to do that. So even to have fun, you gotta work. You know, to prepare a good meal. You gotta cook because you're gonna cook that perfect meal for yourself the way you want it. You know, sometimes you go to the restaurant, you don't get that meal that you want the way you want it. But when you cook, you do. So life involves around work. You know, if you really need to work hard, you can have everything you want. That's why, you know, they say that, you know, because life involves around work. So work acting is very important. It's more important than knowledge, degrees, and anything out there that you want to get. So you want your kids to be good, you want to be good, focus on getting a very, very, very good work ethic. You know, like people can look at you and be like, wow, you know, I don't see people operating like that on the regular. That's rare, you know. So you want to work that hard. You want to position yourself um, on the better on a better situation to win in life by having that work ethic. I'm not saying you got to be a slave, but being a slave to yourself, to your family, into the goals that you want to achieve is the best thing, because there's no other way around. The harder you work, the look, they say, the harder you work, the look you get. But you know, the better off you're going to be, because the truth is that it's no look for nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's people that go out there and they do what they have to do, and they earn what they have to earn, and that's how they got there. You know, because they did the work, right? But people only see the results. They don't see what they did behind the results, previous to the results. They thought big and they act big and they put into the actions, and then they did everything around to have those actions done, to apply, to have, you know, they have to prepare themselves, like, you know, prepare things before, you know, use their time wise and do all those things. All right, so that's what it was. Subscribe for more videos like that. It's your boy Wiley.
Give it to me like. Give it to me like.